What if I told you that the question of whether animals have souls is not just a philosophical debate, but a hidden mystery the Bible hints at in whispers, in paradoxes, and in passages most of us overlook? What if the creatures you pass by every day, the dog wagging its tail, the birds soaring above, hold a spiritual significance far beyond what we've been taught? And what if misunderstanding this could change the way we see life, death, and eternity itself? The Bible speaks with astonishing subtlety about creation. From the very beginning, when God breathes life into Adam, it is a spirit-infused moment. Yet the text is equally careful to describe animals as living creatures, a phrase that hints at something more. Are animals simply vessels of instinct, or do they possess a spark of the divine, a soul we have been blind to for millennia? Consider the story of Noah's Ark. It is easy to focus on the flood, on the salvation of humanity. But the text emphasizes that every creature, every species is counted, catalogued, and preserved. Why would God place such emphasis on animals if they were purely transient, without eternal significance? Could it be that the same spirit that animates humans extends in some mysterious measure to all of creation? The Hebrew word often translated as soul is nephesh, and it appears not only in reference to humans, but also repeatedly in connection with animals. Every living thing that breathes, the text suggests, is a nephesh. This implies that animals, like humans, possess a form of life that is not purely physical. But here's where it becomes unsettling. The Bible never fully explains what happens to this nephesh. Are animals eternal? Do they partake in the afterlife? Are they conscious witnesses to the divine order in ways that humans cannot comprehend? Some of the greatest theologians have debated this question for centuries. Traditional interpretations suggest that animals die and return to dust, yet Scripture complicates this neat division. Isaiah writes of a peaceable kingdom where the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. Could this not imply a future where animals too are part of God's eternal plan? A restoration, not just of humanity, but of the entire created order. Think about the Psalms, where the writer marvels at God's care for the young lions that cry for food. These are not mere poetic embellishments. They hint that every living creature is valued by God. If humans are judged by their souls, how does God regard the souls of creatures who cannot speak, but who live, breathe, and love? And yet, the question is terrifying. If animals have souls, does this mean they are subject to judgment? Or does it suggest that the divine plan includes a redemption far more comprehensive than we imagined? One where every living thing is restored, reconciled, and made part of the eternal tapestry. Some visions from mystics and prophets hint at such a possibility. John, in Revelation, glimpses creatures in heaven that defy categorization, participating in the worship of God. Theological traditions vary widely. Some argue that animals are purely functional, bound to the material world. Others suggest they possess a consciousness and emotional depth that aligns with the soul. Consider the countless accounts of pets sensing danger, mourning loss, or demonstrating profound joy. Are these mere instinct, or are they glimpses of the spiritual essence that Scripture hints at but never fully reveals? Then there is the story of Job, often overlooked in this context. Job's lamentations are not only about human suffering, but also the suffering of animals. The ancient texts present a world where the line between human and animal experience is blurred. Philosophically, this raises an uncomfortable question. If animals have souls, are they immortal? Could it be that the pets we loved, the birds whose songs brightened our mornings, all continue in some form, waiting for the restoration of creation prophesied in Scripture? The implications are staggering. Consider also the moral dimension. If animals have souls, then our treatment of them takes on a far greater significance. Acts of cruelty are no longer simply unethical, they are spiritual violations. Our stewardship of the earth and our care for creatures becomes a divine mandate. The Psalms again remind us, the Lord is good to all, and his mercy is over all that he has made. The phrase, all that he has made, is deliberate, expansive. It does not exclude any creature. Every living thing, Scripture implies, is encompassed by divine mercy and eternal significance. Even in the New Testament, the distinction is subtle. Peter speaks of God's care over sparrows, of their value in the divine economy. Could it be that heaven is not a human-centric realm, but a cosmic sanctuary, inclusive of all life? And then we confront the most shocking thought. If animals have souls, what does that mean for the final reconciliation? Could the new heaven and new earth include every living being, every Nephesh, in a harmony we cannot yet comprehend? This perspective reframes the entire moral universe. Humanity is not merely stewards of a lifeless earth, but caretakers of spirits, guardians of eternal beings. And yet, for every revelation, there is a mystery. Scripture is careful never to define animal souls explicitly. It teases, hints, and leaves room for awe, fear, and wonder. Near-death experiences and prophetic writings offer tantalizing glimpses. People report encountering animals in afterlife-like states, communicating and participating in the divine presence. These accounts are consistent, pointing to a spiritual truth hidden beneath the surface. If we accept even a portion of this truth, it changes everything. How we treat animals, how we understand our place in creation, how we conceive of eternity, all of it is transformed. Imagine standing in a forest at dawn, watching the deer, hearing the birds. Now consider that each of these beings may carry a soul, a glimpse of the eternal. Every act of care, every moment of cruelty becomes spiritually significant. And here is the final revelation. If animals have souls, then Scripture's promises of restoration are not limited to humanity. The reconciliation God envisions is universal, inclusive, breathtaking in scope. The Bible whispers a truth that shakes the foundation of human arrogance. We are not the sole possessors of souls. So the next time you see a creature, remember this hidden revelation. They may carry a soul, a spark of God's essence, a living testimony to the Creator's design. Treat them with reverence and care, because in the eyes of eternity, their lives matter. The Bible leaves us with questions, with mystery, with awe, but it also leaves us with hope. Hope that creation is more than it seems, that the souls of animals are honored, and that the divine plan encompasses every living thing. The cosmos, alive with spirit and soul, is calling for us to awaken, to see, and to act with compassion. And the ultimate question remains, will we recognize the souls in the creatures around us? Will we awaken to the truth hidden in Scripture for millennia, that the divine spark may not be limited to humanity alone? If you feel this revelation, share it, discuss it, and awaken others. Because understanding the souls of animals is a call to live differently, to love more deeply, and to see creation as the divine masterpiece it truly is.